what's going on, guys? It's Jelly from Last War here with yet another YouTube video. And before we start, I honestly just want to say thank you all so much for everything that you do. All the support that you show me is great, and I sincerely appreciate each and every one of you. Now, with that being said, if you guys do enjoy the content and you're not already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. It does help me out quite a bit. Go ahead and like the video and also comment. Comment if you learned anything fun or anything new that you didn't already know. And if you think that this video can help some people out, send it to them. That's my entire hope, is that I can help as many people as possible. Without further ado, let's get right into today's video. And today's topic is actually touching on the top 10 things or 10 tips and tricks that new players often don't see or forget. Or honestly, they just don't even know yet. Jumping straight into it, something that I've already touched on in previous videos before has been about barracks, the waterfall method, and how to stagger everything appropriately. And I didn't really go in depth, I did explain it a little bit, but now I actually want to give the full explanation and the full definition of what the waterfall method is. The waterfall method is the simple understanding that you will have one level troop, the next level troop, the third level troop, and the fourth level troop, each at their respective barrack level. So for example, I'll have level 30 troops soon, which means that my top barracks is going to be for level 30. And the one before that is going to be level 27 because that's when I get my level 9 troops. And level 24 barracks for my level 8 troops, and my level 20 barracks for my level 7 troops. Now the simple understanding behind this is that you always want your top barracks to be at the same level or on par with your HQ. So once you hit level 27, you're going to want to get your top barracks to level 27. And that's the same thing even with your off levels. It's not necessarily a requirement to get to level 24 to have a level 23 barracks, but it would be nice to keep those barracks semi-leveled with you. That way when you get to that next troop level, you can just go ahead and quickly unlock that troop level. Now, for example, right now, my staggering is a bit kind of off because I'm in the process of unlocking level 10 troops out of my tech center here. I'm almost there. I got just a little bit left to go, and by a little bit I mean a lot, but regardless. So in my example, I should have my barracks appropriately leveled to level 10 troops, level 9 troops, level 8 troops, and level 7 troops. Or if you're thinking just in pure terms of what your actual HQ level is, it would be 30, 27, 24, and 20. Now, as you can see here, I have this barracks up to 23, I have this one up to 24, I have this one up to 25, and then I have this one at 30. I will be working on getting this one up to 27, and this one will stay at 24, at least for a while. Now, the reason we have to stagger this way appropriately is because of a little thing called promotion. Now, as you can see, the highest level that I can currently train is level 9, and I could just speed this up, whatever, but I would still get 646 troops if I sped this up. If I had just a level 17 barracks and I was training a level 6 troop, what I would be able to do is I'd be able to unlock 646 level 6s, and then I would also be able to promote them to level 7s, level 8s, and level 9s. There's not really a purpose for this outside of strictly saving this for VS, or day 5 of your VS event. This is the only reason that the waterfall method makes sense. Technically, the resources are going to be the exact same regardless. The speedups are going to be almost the exact same regardless. It might be slightly more expensive to do with the waterfall method versus leveling straight up, but it's not really that big of a difference. Again, the only reason that we do the waterfall method is strictly to help you guys score more when it comes to day 5 on your VS. As you can see here, you get points for leveling each type of level unit. So as I discussed in my previous video, I think it was my VS video, if I'm training just level 9 units, I'm only getting 235 points. But if I'm training a level 6 unit and then upgrading it to level 7, then upgrading it to level 8, then upgrading it to level 9, I'm going to get 235 points plus 211.5 plus 188 plus 164.5. So you're going to get about 3 times the points just by doing the waterfall method. That's important because after this entire week is gone on and you guys have exhausted resources and you've spent everything that you have, when total mobilization day comes around, you're not going to have the speed ups to do the construction or the research. You're only going to have your training speed ups. And I promise you, just filling up your drill grounds with 1 level troop isn't going to be enough. And this is the reason that the waterfall method is so effective and so important and used by pretty much all of the vets of the game. So again, we'll clarify that. What you're going to want is you're going to want your highest level barracks to be on par with your HQ. So for me, I'm level 30. I'm going to want level 30 barracks. That's T10 troops. T just stands for tier. So tier 10 troops. Then tier 9 troops unlock at barracks level 27. So I will level my second best barracks up to level 27. So then I'll have a tier 10 and a tier 9 barracks. Then tier 8 troops unlock at level 24 barracks, which I already have, so my third barracks will be level 24. And then tier 7 troops unlock at level 20 barracks, and I've already kind of blown past that, as you guys can see. And now, for some of the vets that have watched up until this point, or even the new players asking why this barracks is level 23, that is mainly because this does not unlock the next level of troops, but having that extra 3 levels just unlocks like an extra 30 troops that I can train, and it's relatively cheap, and I needed the points for build days, so I just ended up going that. As long as you don't get to that next level of troops, you're more than fine to do this. But the reason you have to do this is because if you only had, let's say, one level 24 barracks, if my bottom one was level 24, and then these two were all level 30, or all 3 of these were all level 30, then unfortunately I would only be able to train level 8 troops, and then I would have to promote them directly to level 10, because you need that specific level barracks to promote to that level troop. So in order to get a level 9 troop, in my instance, I have to take a level 8 troop out of the level 24 barracks, and then I have to upgrade them through the level 27 barracks. That's literally the only way we can do it, and it's so ridiculous, I know. I wish it was easier, and I'll kind of give an exact example of what I'm talking about when I do my next series, which I'll hint on later. For now, that's a pretty in-depth explanation of what the waterfall method is. And for now, that's pretty much all I'm going to talk about with this specific topic. Moving on to number 2, again, something that I've discussed on in my previous videos, and I think just kind of needs to be hammered home, is do not level useless buildings. Just don't. So for example, your wheat fields, your farmlands, your mines, your iron mines in specific, your gold mines, those are all useless buildings. The iron warehouse is a useless building. The gold storage, the bread storage, that's all useless buildings. I'm also a hater of the component factory. Yeah, what the component factory does is great, but upgrading it and using these precious resources to get an extra 2 minutes time off is just not worth it. It's a useless building. Other buildings that I would consider useless would be like your scout tower once that comes around, and your recon planes when that comes around. The only reason I've leveled mine is, again, for that build day, or as I'll touch on in a topic later on, then you can level those. However, I would tell you to just focus solely on your important buildings at first. I am a firm believer in rushing to HQ at least 27. I believe getting to 27 is one of the more important things that you can do, even if you are a free-to-play player. Getting up to level 27 is very important. And focus on putting your resources into just specific buildings that you need to upgrade your HQ. But again, there's going to be kind of an in-depth explanation there when I start a new account in a little while, and I kind of give you guys a walkthrough of what I do. Just try your best to avoid these useless buildings, because you're just wasting resources at that point, and it's not worth the time, it's not worth the builder, it's not worth the resources, it's not worth the speed ups. None of that stuff is worth it. And pretty much the only other worthless buildings, at least in my opinion, is your squad 3, your third squad. I wouldn't level that up much either. Second squad, I could see and I could understand why you'd level up, but I don't personally level either of them up. And the first one is the only one I focus on. So yeah, second tip is just focus on buildings that you need for your HQ until you're level 27. And then you're going to kind of want to start to backfill those buildings, like your tank center, your aircraft center, your drill grounds, your everything else. The essential buildings are always going to be the things that you need to upgrade your HQ and your barracks. Those are pretty much, and the tech center, obviously. Those are your essential buildings to level up. Only focus on those. So a third thing. Now, I've kind of gotten mixed reviews on this, and I'm interested to see how you guys all feel on this in the comments below. But something I'm a firm believer in is only sending out purple or orange trucks. Now, I think this is pretty important, because I often see green trucks, gray trucks, and even blue trucks come across my server, and I know for a fact that those are doing nothing for people. Nothing. Like, for example, right here, beautiful. I know that this is probably a bot, but still, a gray truck. Look at that. Look at the resources you get there. Or even here, look at the green trucks. The resources are just not good. The blue truck, again, just not good. The second you click onto like a decent truck, a purple or orange, all of a sudden you're seeing good rewards, like UR universal shards, purple decoration chests, purple gearboxes. Those are all really good stuff. And I get it. I get it, because re-rolling and pretty much hoping that you get lucky can be incredibly time consuming. It can be incredibly expensive when it comes to your diamonds. I get it. However, the rewards are so good. They're so worth it. Like, for example, if you can just spend, I don't even know. If you can spend 2,000 diamonds a day on getting trade trucks or trade whatever they're called. The trade contracts, I think is what they're called, these things. If you can spend 2,000 diamonds a day to get 20 trade contracts and you send out nothing but purple or orange trucks, specifically with one of the 3 awards I've touched on already, you're going to just exponentially grow faster versus sending out these horrible trucks day in and day out. So outside of VIP, and I didn't really give a specific thing that you should spend your diamonds on, but now I'm going to. Outside of getting your VIP, actually unlocking your VIP right down here, I would recommend spending your diamonds on getting trade contracts. And again, sending out nothing but purple and orange trucks, specifically ones with multiple UR hero shards. Those are very, very valuable. Yes, people are going to plunder your trucks regardless of how strong you are. There's always going to be a bigger individual. And piggybacking right off of that, we're going to go straight over to the secret tasks page. And this is the same exact thing in my opinion. You only want to send out purple or orange secret tasks. The difference between a blue task and a purple task is so huge. It's ginormous. And I'm just going to continue to explain how important it is to actually just send out the purple and orange, because the rewards are just so valuable. And yes, outside of trade contracts, this is the second best spending diamonds, again excluding VIP. This is the second best spending of diamonds that you can in this game. You get such good rewards from this. And if you're sending out blue tasks consistently or multiple times a week, you're losing out on so much rewards that you would not otherwise get. And if you guys want to argue that in the comments below, please go ahead and share why you disagree with me or you think that that opinion is wrong. I'm definitely open to it. Moving on to our 5th thing. I noticed that a lot of players, especially super early on, or even players that just never really caught on, often forget to go to your campaign tower or your alert tower and play the campaign here. This is very, very, very important that everybody does this. And for good reason too, because the rewards that you get from just the campaign store, this is going to help you grow exponentially stronger than just about any other players that are around your level that aren't doing this. Now, your store isn't going to look like mine, at least for a long time, because you're not going to be able to get level 46 or level 47 on your campaign tower daily, but at least leveling through the campaign and getting your campaign chests here, your level 3 drone component chests, and your universal shards. Those 3 are so important to unlock each and every week. And then obviously the drone parts are phenomenal. The upgrade ore is phenomenal. Hero XP, if you're struggling to come by it, phenomenal. Battle data, phenomenal. The campaign store, I often just see it goes untouched by some players that haven't played before or don't have the knowledge about it. Now, beating this is relatively simple, especially once you get to a certain VIP level, I think it is. You literally just come through here, you click challenge, you click auto battle, and then you click battle, and it's gonna want you to have a specific hero setup or a lineup. For me, I have my aircraft on here right now. I'll probably end up, once this resets, going back to this one, but obviously you can see which ones want what. So for the first one, you're going to want to make a tank squad, the second one an aircraft squad, and the third one a missile squad. And you're obviously going to earn rewards just from doing this as well. These campaign chests are fantastic, and they actually have a chance to drop 100 UR hero shards, which I've gotten twice on this server already. I know some people are going to hate that because some people get incredibly unlucky and they've been playing for years and still haven't gotten them. But yeah, I've gotten them a couple times. So yes, just do not forget about your campaign. Do not sleep on it. Make sure that you're doing it every day. It refreshes. Every time it refreshes, maxing it out at what you can. It's incredibly important, and more free rewards. Okay, point number 6. This is going to be really short and sweet, but I often find myself explaining how to take squads on and off the wall and what that means. Well, simple terms, squads being on the wall is what defends you. If somebody's coming to attack your base or they're trying to hit your base, if you have squads on the wall, they're going to try to engage that player, just like a truck. They're going to try to engage that squad, and it's going to be your squad versus their squad. Now, obviously, most players that are going to attack you are going to be stronger than you, because most players wouldn't attack you if they're not. But as you can see here on your base, if you were to click on your wall, you click this little blue house button plus. Right here you can see, if I take everybody off my defensive lineup or your wall, as I've been saying this entire time, that way when somebody comes and attacks me, they're not getting any sort of fight back. They're not getting any fight from me. I'm not going to hurt them. They're literally just going to ash me, and they're not going to, it's just going to be that simple. They're not going to lose any troops. Their heroes aren't going to die. It's just they're going to hit me 10 times and it's going to be over. Now, there's multiple reasons why we like to take our squads off the wall, but the main and most important one is that if you don't have your squads on your wall and you're getting ashed consistently, especially during like a Warzone duel or a day 6 of Alliance VS, you're going to lose so many troops if you have all of these squads on the wall and you're facing an extremely strong person. Now remember, if you have all 3 squads on the wall like this right here, when an extremely strong squad comes through, they're going to kill all 3 squads, meaning that they're going to kill almost 5,000 troops every time they hit you. And it's not going to kill all of them, but it's going to kill a good majority. You're going to lose about 1,000 troops per hit. So it is incredibly important that you take your squads off the wall, or as in my instance, I'm a decently strong player. I know that I'm not the strongest, so I leave my first squad on the wall. That way when people are coming to attack me, I have some form of defense. That way I'm not just getting ashed for no reason. But I just recommend to all players, just take all 3 off the wall. And also, remember to do this during your Desert Storms, because these will automatically be set for Desert Storm as fully locked and loaded. And it's going to be the exact same type of button when you're in Desert Storm. It's going to be a little like house with a plus button. Make sure that you're taking these off. It'll be a game changer for you. You'll save so much troops, you won't have to retrain, and you'll be able to fight for much longer. So I lied when I said that this is 10 things. This is actually going to be 11 things, and these next 2 things are going to be combined. So I just talked about Desert Storm, and one of the things I'm going to bring up, and just really quickly before I drop my Desert Storm video in a few weeks, never ever spend your healing speed ups on Desert Storm. Just don't. It's not worth it. These right here, do not spend on your Desert Storm troops, because when you load into Desert Storm, it doesn't use your actual troops. The game just gives you your max amount of troops. So if you can hold 20,000 troops, the game gives you 20,000 troops. It doesn't actually affect your actual base. They give you all those troops just to play the event. So do not spend your speed ups. Once you are out of troops, back out. Most Desert Storms have backup teams to fill in for starters that get knocked out. So if you lose all of your troops like that, like the snap of fingers like Thanos, then yeah, just back out. Don't spend your speed ups on that. Unless you're a mega whale and you're spending diamonds and you want to stay in, whatever. So be it. So that is tip number 7. And tip number 8 is actually going to be teaching about how batch healing works. Now, if you don't know what batch healing is, I'm going to give you guys an example. So batch healing is when you have a set amount of troops in your hospital, but you don't want to heal all of them because it's going to take 4 hours. Now, keep in mind, batch healing only helps if you're in an active alliance. And if you're in a non-active alliance, then it's not really going to help as much. But regardless, what batch healing is instead of healing your full amount of troops, if it's going to take 8 hours, you're going to lower this bar down to exactly how long it's going to take. So for me, I have it set to 50 minutes, which means that I could get the helps required to heal the amount of troops that I need healed. But if this was 4 hours, I would move this bar down. I'd say, all right, now it's at 30 minutes. If I click this heal button and I ask for help, if I give it like 3 or 4 minutes, because we're in the middle of the day, they'll be fully healed. So it didn't take very long, and now they're fully healed. Versus if you're doing it the full amount, you're going to realize or eventually see that you don't have the amount of helps required to get your healing down to 0. And the reason that that's kind of important is because you want to save your healing speed ups for Warzone Duel. You want to save them for specific events. You want to save them for important times. You do not want to be wasting your healing speed ups all week long after Marshal's Guard, for example. You're going to want to batch heal everything. Pretty much my recommendation is in 45-minute increments, and if you heal it in 45-minute increments, you're going to be able to get enough helps from everybody to instantaneously heal all of your troops. Not all of your troops, but that batch. And then you just move on to the next batch, and then the next batch, and then the next batch. So instead of you having to use like 2 hours worth of speed ups or not use the 2 hours worth of speed ups and it's just sitting there for 2 hours, you then get the same amount of troops healed, but within 15 minutes, and you didn't have to use the speed ups anyway. And it's the same amount of resources. So that's just a little note that I think is pretty important for a lot of people to remember. Batch healing is very, very, very important, and it'll help change your life. Now, this one's kind of small, and it's actually not something that I actively do, but a lot of players do, and so I'll give it a recommendation. Now, before Marshal's Guard, or pretty much like any little thing like that. So Marshal's Guard and Code Boss are the 2 main ones. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a random base in the middle of nowhere. So for me, I'm going to come find this commander guy. And now what you're going to notice is that the second you send out a scout, you're going to get this little thing called War Fever. And what War Fever is going to do is it's going to give you an extra 1% damage increase to all of your heroes or your squads. Now that may not seem like a lot, and to be honest 1% isn't a whole lot, but I see a lot of players doing it and saying that it works for them. So yeah, it's just a minor buff, but if you attack your code boss before and then after, you're going to notice that that 1% does exactly what it says, it's 1%. Same thing during Marshal's Guard. Now again, I recommend trying to find an untagged person or a person not in alliance, because then you just avoid any drama that could come of it. Yes, make sure that you're scouting and getting your War Fever, that 1% buff, just for Marshal's Guard and your code boss hits. Speaking of code boss, too many people don't do it, and I want to explain. I haven't done mine yet, and I'll do it right at the end. But make sure that you're doing it. The rewards that you get every day just from hitting it are nice little rewards, and everything kind of adds up. So make sure that you're doing this. Going into our 10th trick, or our 10th tip, if you will, I'm going to talk about arms race, because this starts incredibly early on in the game. I'm talking day 2 or day 3. I can't remember what day. But this starts, and you need to be trying to consistently do this every day. Now, I'm not saying you have to max every single specific event out, or that you have to get all the chests for tech research, drone boost, hero advancement, base building, unit progression, and then unit progression again. But it is important that you at least unlock this level 18. I would recommend trying to get the boxes, but if you're trying to save everything because you're a free-to-play player, don't sweat it. But try to at least get this gold box every day, because you get the 2 UR hero shards, you get the 6 recruitment tickets, and the 200 diamonds. All of this stuff does add up after a while. So if you get just these 3 chests every day, you're going to get 7 purple, so 7 SSR hero shards, you're going to get 2 URs. So that means after 10 days, you're going to get 70 purple shards and 20 orange shards. Most of the times it's pretty simple. You literally just use speed ups or hero XP when it comes to hero, or you just finish a building, or you finish attack. It's pretty simple to get these points every few hours, and just try to find time to log on and do at least 3 of them, because you only need to max out 3 of them to get your 18. But you're also getting rewards from these chests as well. Skill medals come from here, and this is going to be your biggest earner of skill medals in the entire game. Plus, obviously, all the the speed ups and all of the resources that you get are a nice little added bonus. Yeah, I get it that you're spending resources to earn resources, but the hero shards are very, very, very important, and obviously that's the name of the game, is spending to earn. So again, make sure that you're trying your absolute hardest to get all of these chests applicable in every 4 hours, or maxing this out daily. It's going to be a huge help. And finally, moving on to our last thing. Speaking of dailies, down here, if you click on this little walkie-talkie thing, you'll notice that there's a tab for daily tasks. Now here you'll have more chests that you can unlock, where you can get drone parts, resource chests, speed ups. This one is not as good as arms race, but it's still, again, more stuff that you can have for absolutely free. A lot of this stuff is pretty simple. Research a tech 1 time, obtain a gear, recruit 1 survivor, recruit 1 hero, a VIP activated, help allies 5 times, donate to Alliance Tech. It's such a simple thing to do every day to get these extra rewards for completely free. And it's not much, it really isn't, but it does add up. And if you're doing this consistently every single day for months and months and months on end, those itty bitty resources are going to pile up. And with everything else that you're doing as a free-to-play player, plundering bases, plundering tasks, helping allies with their tasks, doing your own, maximizing your stuff, just by doing these daily tasks every day and getting the diamonds from these and plundering tasks, you're going to be able to get enough diamonds to then turn around and support having nothing but purple or orange UR trucks. And same thing with secret tasks. Just do everything that you can daily. And I will have a video about some better ways to earn resources as a free-to-play player in the future. But for now, that's pretty much going to wrap up this entire video. It has gone on for quite a while, and I thank you all so much for everything. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.